Hello everybody, I'm Mike from the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast, and I'm a lifelong Star Trek and Star Wars fan watching classic Doctor Who for the first time, and I have reached the final part of the Dalek invasion of Earth serial, namely the 6th episode, Flashpoint of that. So very much looking forward to this. I've been really enjoying this serial and very curious to see how it ends. Before getting into that, though, a little bit of housekeeping. I really appreciate feedback, so you can leave comments here on the channel or alternatively email me at rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com. Speaking of which, I would strongly urge you to check out the other content on this channel, including the Rewatch Project of Hannah and Mike, the podcast where my wife Hannah and I go back and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises, and we are currently working our way through the sci-fi space opera Babylon 5, in addition to the other film, television and music-related pop cultural goodness that also cohabits this channel. Also, likes and subscribes very much appreciated. The more subscribers we get, the more people find the channel, the more people comment and get involved in the conversation, which is ultimately the primary motivator for doing all of these with a greater level of regularity. We also very much appreciate donations via PayPal, but only if you can afford to do so without causing yourself any financial hardship, because we certainly don't want that. So yeah, let's see how this serial ends. Doctor Who, baby, let's get back into this. I'm going to grab my headphones and yeah, let's...
Well, I'll say one thing, Doc, life's never dull with you around.
Thank you, but don't call me Doc. I prefer Doctor. Fine.
Good on you. None of your beatnik abbreviations. Easy music. There's a real transgressive vibe to this story. Very anarchic. Which makes sense. Oh, good bit of stock footage. Another science fiction perennial. It's pretty well matched though. Black and white helps, I guess. Often in colour you get that obvious transition from library footage to on set. Doctor's definitely a carrying a handkerchief kind of guy, isn't he? So is this always in the future in Doctor Who? If I don't know, Paul McGann or Ncuti Gatwa or one of the later Doctors was to go to this time, this would be happening? Is that how it works on Doctor Who? Still a little unsure about that. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, you know, it's these things occur to you when you watch time travel shenanigans. Lots to think about there. So our first exit of a character from the show. And it's interesting because I think sometimes with sci-fi shows, behind the scenes practicalities often force the show's hand and result in an enriching of the continuity. I think about, for example, Gillian Anderson becoming pregnant when she was filming The X-Files led to them having to be creative about how they integrated that and her absence into the narrative of the show. And it led to their first real story arc, which not only added to the story of the show, but really kind of elevated the sense of history and consequence and a cumulative narrative of the show. And I don't know what happened here. I'm assuming that the actress wanted to leave the show. And they have done this. And I think the thing that impressed me the most about this was how much time they gave it. You know, nearly half the episode was around this. And, you know, I would have assumed at the time that it might have just been in the last few minutes. And then next week they'll go to another planet and they'll scoop up somebody else and then it'll be just a newer system. And that latter part might happen, I don't know. But the fact that they were so reflective and emotional and dramatic and, in the best possible sense of the word, indulgent about it was a really pleasant surprise. And it was really moving, you know, and it's made me realise how attached to this show and the characters and the dynamic that the four of them had. It's going to be really interesting to see where it goes. And a really fun, satisfying conclusion to the Dalek storyline here as well. So this is definitely, for me, pound for pound, being one of the more satisfying story arcs. And I think that was just exacerbated by this big change to the show that's happened at the end. So yeah, really interesting. Goodbye, Susan. Hope we see you again. But who knows? I guess I'll find out at some point in the next few years whilst I'm watching this. So, yeah, hey, quick reminder that I do appreciate feedback. Please do leave comments here on the channel or email through. PayPal donation is very much appreciated, but please, as is always the case, only do so if you can without causing yourself any financial hardship. And also do check out the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike, where we are currently covering Babylon 5, in addition to the other film, television, music, and general pop culture related goodness that cohabits this channel. But for now, I'm out of here, and I'll be back very soon with the beginning of the next William Hartnell era Doctor Who serial. See you soon.